whole debate about freedom of speech. We as Muslims, we uphold the value of freedom of speech. But we also believe that with freedom of speech, there also has responsibility that goes along with freedom of speech. And we have no problem with people criticizing Islam, the Quran, or Prophet Muhammad, but in a civil, intelligent discourse, not with meanness. I don't think that it was the intention of the founding fathers for Americans to become mean-spirited and to insult and denigrate fellow Americans and their faiths under the guise of freedom of speech. I don't think that this was the spirit behind the First Amendment of the Constitution of these United States of America and how it was put together. So we all, as Muslims as well as Christians, we have the golden rule. We think that the golden rule should help guide freedom of speech. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. If you would be hurt at someone insulting your faith and your values that guide your life, then you shouldn't insult other people's same faith and guiding values. This is the golden rule that Islam teaches, Christianity, Judaism, and this is just basic human decency. So this is my personal response to those who are saying, well, we have to protect freedom of speech at all costs and that people should be able to just denigrate others' faiths. Can you do it legally? Yes. Should we morally do it? Absolutely not.
I have a question in regards to your response to how the president has handled the situation. A lot of people have criticized him, the way he's responded. What do you think?
I think the reaction of the President and Secretary of State was understandable, very logical, and comprehensive answer to the situation. They managed this crisis very wisely. Unfortunately, there are some political entities that they try to abuse the situation. I think this is a time of unity and not time of hypocritical political approach. It is time of understanding of what happened and why happened. This is very important. That there are, of course, some people upset of our foreign policy in the Muslim world. There are people who are upset of the United States because of its unconditional support for Israel. And there are people who are abusing this situation of the movie also to make a case against America in general. But that is wrong too. Why is it that the innocent individual should pay the price if there is anything wrong in American foreign policy? So we are absolutely against that. We believe that the reaction of the administration was very rational and very responsible to the situation. Otherwise, the situation could be much, much worse. And this is why we see that so many of those countries and new governments are cooperating with the American government to arrest those people behind that violent reaction. I think we should do the same thing in this country, and to see some of those people who were behind making this movie and production of this movie, and they have some criminal background, that should be investigated, that what is going on. And as the violent demonstrators would be brought to the justice, and should be brought to the justice, The same thing about those who cause all this chaos and this division and this mischief in this country and the world. They should be responsible. Otherwise, they will continue this abuse, and we continue to witness the more and more problem in this world. We need to react with responsibility. As Imam Dawood mentioned, Islam is a religion of reason and love and compassion. If they have any problem about Islam, about our history, about the teachings of our Quran, they are welcome to sit down with us and have a dialogue, have dispute. Get involved in the conversation, ask us. We are ready to have a rational dialogue with everyone who is looking for answers, searching for solution. But to attack, to insult, to defame, to demonize, that is wrong.
Two quick points. The Obama administration's response was excellent and balanced for two reasons. Firstly, because they repudiated that vile anti-Muslim film, and also clearly articulated that the United States government didn't sanction it nor supported that film. Firstly. Secondly, they came out and denounced the violence and recognized that those violent acts have nothing to do with Islam. This was a beautiful response from the Obama administration. But secondly, and going back to what Imam Elahi says about the civil discussion, these people who make these films, and people like Terry Jones, they don't want to have civil discussion. Their sole mission is to incite and inflame. I sent last year a personal invitation to Terry Jones to come and meet with some of us behind closed doors to discuss any issues he has with the Quran and Islam. He didn't accept because part of the condition was it wasn't going to be in front of news cameras. He wants to go and get in front of news cameras and have a discussion and incite for his own ill-intended purposes. These people, such as this filmmaker and the director, and by the way, it just came out in the news that the director used to direct porno films. But these people don't have any intention on civil discourse. They're strictly, their motive is to incite. That's it.
I find it curious that the president's every word is nuanced. People want his energy and want his endorsement for whatever, but I do find, it's been said already here, that the media tends to like to just intensify the latest news story until the next big news story comes. And as has been suggested, it would seem that the 9/11 event is still an unhealed wound in this country, and will continue to be until we sit down civilly, as we are here, trying to converse and trying to bring to some kind of healing that horror among the many horrors. The Pope Benedict XVI, for example, is in Lebanon, as you know, and he has said that Lebanon is a country that has demonstrated how diversity and tolerance can be. And we also heard perhaps earlier today in Australia, Natula, the Californian Christian Coptic, who is accused of this viral video production, would not even come out of his home and hiding in Australia when people there earlier today on that continent tried to address that with him.
With this, I'd like to thank you all, the religious leaders, the members of House of Wisdom, the media, for attending this morning for this very, very important cause that has to do with our traditions and the values of our country. Thank you very much. God bless you, and